A desperate cry, a voice not entirely human, and a presence that shook an entire synagogue. A man tortured from within, and a moment in history when darkness itself trembled. What if the greatest battle in that room wasn't the one people could see, but the one only Jesus could confront? Today we step into one of the most dramatic encounters recorded in the Gospel of Luke, when Jesus drove out an impure spirit in Capernaum. This moment reveals his authority, his compassion, and his victory over the unseen forces that still try to torment human lives today. Imagine the scene: the sun rising over the Sea of Galilee, fishermen returning from a long night's labor, families preparing for the Sabbath, and crowds moving toward the synagogue. Among them sits a man who looks like everyone else, but carries a battle no one else sees. And then Jesus steps into that space, into that moment, and everything changes. Let's walk slowly, deeply, through Luke 4:31-37, and explore what this event means for our own spiritual journey today. Jesus arrived in Capernaum, a town that would become something like his ministry base. He taught in the synagogue, and his teaching stunned the people. Not because he tried to impress them, not because he used complicated philosophy, but because his words carried authority. Not borrowed authority, not second-hand authority, not the kind that depends on reputations or titles. His authority came from who he is. Imagine sitting there hearing teaching so alive, so piercing, so true. It almost felt like the words themselves carried power. Some listeners probably felt hope rise in their hearts. Others may have felt conviction, but one listener felt something far more violent. A man possessed by an impure spirit suddenly erupted. He stood up. His voice cracked the calm of the synagogue. "Go away! What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Just pause and imagine that moment. The room freezes. Mothers pull their children close. Men look at each other in fear. And the demon inside the man exposes something the crowd doesn't fully understand yet: the true identity of Jesus. This wasn't a normal interruption. This wasn't mental illness. This wasn't a mere outburst. This was a demonic presence, terrified because it recognized the one standing before it. The demon didn't need an introduction. It knew Jesus before the people in the room ever did. It expected destruction, but Jesus had come to bring freedom. Jesus didn't shout. He didn't panic. He didn't recite long formulas. He didn't raise his hands dramatically. He simply spoke. "Be quiet. Come out of him." A command, direct, final, absolute. The demon threw the man to the ground, but left him unharmed. Can you imagine the silence that followed? Dust settling, hearts pounding, eyes wide with awe, people whispering to one another, "What is this teaching?" With authority and power, he gives orders to impure spirits, and they come out. The news spread like wildfire across the entire region. But behind this dramatic moment lies something deeply personal. Something many people today need to hear. Jesus didn't just show his power over demons. He showed his desire to free the oppressed. In every time and place, visible or invisible, light confronts darkness because darkness never leaves willingly. And in every time and place, Jesus still speaks those same words. Be quiet. Come out. Authority over chaos. Authority over spiritual bondage. Authority over fear. But what does this story mean for us right now? First, it reminds us that battles are often invisible. The man in the synagogue probably looked like everyone else until the moment the spirit inside him reacted. There are people today walking around carrying wounds, chains, or spiritual heaviness that no one sees. Some battles are internal, some are emotional, some are spiritual, but Jesus sees them all. Second, this story teaches us that evil recognizes truth even before people sometimes do. The demon knew Jesus, it feared Jesus, it surrendered to Jesus, yet the crowd was still discovering who he truly was. Today, many people still underestimate the authority of Christ in their own lives. Third, we learn that Jesus confronts darkness not to shame the oppressed, but to liberate them. Notice he never scolded the man, he scolded the spirit. Jesus makes a clear distinction between the person who suffers and the spirit that binds them. His mission was never condemnation, his mission was redemption. Fourth, the authority of Jesus is not a distant story, it is a living reality. Scripture shows us a Jesus who is not afraid to enter our brokenness, our struggles, our unseen battles. He walks into the synagogue moments of our lives, moments where everything feels normal on the outside but chaotic inside, and he speaks freedom. Finally, this story reminds us that the presence of Jesus changes the atmosphere. Where he is, darkness trembles. Where he speaks, lies fall silent. Where he stands, oppression breaks. Where he acts, freedom emerges. But let's go even deeper into the heart of this dramatic moment. Imagine the man afterward, lying on the floor, catching his breath, the demon gone, the voices silenced, his mind clear for the first time in who knows how long. What must he have felt? Relief, confusion, overwhelming gratitude, a sudden sense of peace where chaos used to be? Maybe he looked up at Jesus, eyes filled with tears, realizing that someone with unimaginable power had chosen not to destroy him, but to restore him. That is who Jesus is, and that is who he remains. He doesn't just free nations or calm storms or defeat spiritual forces. He reaches into individual lives and brings healing one person at a time. Now imagine the people leaving the synagogue that day, whispering to each other, "Did you see that? Who is this man? I've never heard teaching like that. Even demons obey him." What does this mean for us? The entire town buzzed with the news. People began searching for Jesus, not out of curiosity alone, but out of hope. If he could free one man, maybe he could heal them too. This moment became the beginning of a wave of miracles in Capernaum. Jesus healed the sick, raised the weary, restored the broken. The spiritual atmosphere of the entire region shifted because light had entered a place long touched by darkness. And so centuries later, this story still echoes. In every home where someone feels tormented by fear, in every heart burdened by shame, in every mind overwhelmed by thoughts that feel foreign or crushing, in every place where the enemy whispers lies, in every moment when a person feels trapped inside themselves, the voice of Jesus still speaks, "Be quiet. Come out. You are not forgotten. You are not beyond healing. You are not too broken to restore. You are not too lost to be rescued." This passage is not simply historical, it's personal. It invites us to ask, where do we need Jesus to speak with authority in our lives today? What chains need breaking? What lies need silencing? What spiritual heaviness needs lifting? His authority has not changed. His compassion has not diminished. His willingness to rescue has not faded. The same Jesus who walked into that synagogue walks into our lives now. If you feel like the man in the story, carrying battles you can't explain or pain you can't articulate, this passage is for you. Jesus sees you. Jesus stands with you. Jesus fights for you. Jesus speaks freedom over you. And if you're someone observing the spiritual struggles of others, remember this. We are called not to judge those carrying invisible battles, but to bring them to the one who heals. Jesus does not avoid the broken. He moves toward them. He does not fear darkness. He shines through it. He does not condemn the oppressed. He frees them. As we close this reflection, let this truth settle into your heart. The authority of Jesus is not loud. It is certain. Not theatrical. It is real. Not distant. It is present. And where his authority is embraced, transformation begins. Thank you for watching this video. If this message touched your heart, please like, follow the Holy Path Insights channel, and share this video with someone who may need encouragement today. May the peace and authority of Christ guide you through every unseen battle